Hi awesome developers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will show you how I made this personal portfolio website using HTML, CSS and a few lines of JavaScript. So let's explain it step by step. The first section, it has the navbar section with a logo and the navbar links to the different section. It has a nice hog effect. Also, it's a sticky navigation bar, so when you scroll down it will stick to the top of the page. This personal portfolio website has beautiful animations, so when you refresh it, see, it has beautiful animations. The second section is the header section. The header section includes the name of the developer and email us button and links to different social media and an illustration picture. The third section is the about section. In the about section, I have added the image of the developer and some text about the developer. The fourth section is the skill section of the developer with different skills and an illustration image. The fifth section is the work section, where I have added multiple images to showcase the work. You can also add external links to it when someone clicks on it, so it will redirect to that work. The seventh section is the contact section, where someone can contact the developer with a contact form, writing his full name, email, message, and you can send it to the developer. And the last section is the footer section with thank you text and different social media links. This website is also completely responsive, so let's check it. See, when we resize the browser, it changes the layout. So this personal portfolio website is completely responsive. It will work on mobile, tablet, laptops, desktop. It's completely responsive for every device. It has beautiful animations. See, so now we will jump to VS Code and I will show you the different sections step by step. You can pause the video at different sections when I am explaining, so you can write down the code from the video. So let's start it. We are in the VS Code, so let's start. This is our main folder, portfolio website demo. These are all the images in the folder we will use in the portfolio website. This is the index.html file and this is the style.css file. We have a few lines of JavaScript, so I didn't create a separate file for it. I have write it down in the bottom of the HTML file. So let's start it. These are the two external libraries we have used for the animations: animate.css library and wow.js library. I will leave these links in the description of the video. You can copy it from there. Now let's start it. I will uncomment the first section. Section 1 navbar starts here. Let's open the code with the live server. So this is the code for the navbar, the logo and the link lists for different sections. This is the logo with the class of logo and the navbar with the class of navigation and 5 links in it. And this is the hamburger menu icon. We will use this for the mobile or for the small screen sizes. By default it will show none on the desktop. When we resize the browser it will then show. So this is the basic HTML of the navbar section. If you want to write the code, just pause the video here and write the navbar code. Now we will jump to the CSS and we'll see the CSS code for the navbar for the section 1. We are on the CSS file. This is the basic universal styling for the website already written. Now section 1 navbar starts here. So I will uncomment this. For the header, we have used here. So for the header, width 100%, display flex, align items, or flow by hidden, we have set the position fixed. So when we scroll down, the navbar sticks to the top. For the logo, we have set the font size to 30 pixel, color to this hex code. For the navigation transition effect, we have displayed the UL section as display flex, like the navbar. We have displayed this as flex. In the alignment list timeline, and we have given a margin right of 24 pixel to every li item. We have given margin right of 24 pixel, and in the attributes and some basic styling for like text decoration, one we have given the color this hex code. For every attribute padding 16 pixel, display them as inline block, font size, font weight, everything. So now let's check it how it looks. I have the live server on, so it's automatically refresh it. See, this is how it looks now. When I refresh it, the animation works. For the animation, you just need to include wow class and zoom in class in the section which you want to animate. So for the header, I have included wow and zoom in wow class. For the JS library and zoom in animate that CSS library. So we will use them throughout the website. Now we have added a nice hover effect for the navbar. When someone hovers over the link, brings the opacity to 0.6. See, when we hover over it, the opacity goes to 0.6. Now that sticky background color H+F border bottom 1 pixel. This is used for the sticky navigation effect. This class is used in the JavaScript code. When someone scroll down to the bottom, it will stick to the top of the page, and the background color of the navbar will be changed to H+F, and a border bottom will be applied to the navbar. Let's see the JavaScript code for it. So this is the JavaScript code for the sticky navigation effect. The function is if document.world does scroll top, when someone scrolls down greater than 50%, our document scroll top is greater than 50, we select document.get element by ID home. We have given the header the ID of home, so we have select the home that class name equals sticky. We have added the sticky class to it, and the style for the sticky class is background color should be changed to white, H+F, and border bottom will be applied. Else, when someone goes on to the top, remove the sticky class from the navbar. So this is how this will look when we add more sections in it, and when we scroll down, this effect will work. So we can see it later. Now the Actio class is used for the navigation menu bar. When the screen resizes, the Actio class will be applied. By default, we have displayed the hamburger. This hamburger by default for desktop, we have shown it as display none. That line, we have used 3 lines in it for the hamburger, and we have defined this styling for it, the width, the height, background, and some basic styling. Up to that, all the code is for the desktop. Now we will explain for the navbar for the header section, the mobile code for it. So when the screen resizes to 900 pixel, so below 900 pixel, the header will have a padding of 0 from top to bottom and 70 pixel from left and right. We will change the position fixed. We have applied the position fixed here for the sticky navigation effect for desktop, so we will set the position to unset. That navigation position, we will set its position to absolute. From top, we will display 60 pixel. We will show from left minus 100%, width will be 100%, height 55%, background color will be this hex code. So now let's check it for the mobile view. We will inspect it, and this is how the navigation bar will look for the mobile menu. When someone clicks on it, we have set its initial position from left to minus 100%. So when someone clicks on the hamburger menu icon, we have defined it here that when it is active, bring its position to 0%. So it is minus 100%. When someone clicks on the hamburger, its position will be from left to 0. So here it will be from 0. For the active class, the JavaScript code we have used for the hamburger for the mobile menu is this. We have select the .hamburger and add an when listener add click event listener. So we have select the .navigation class and .classics .toggle active. So when someone clicks on the hamburger menu icon, add .active class to it. So when we click on it, active class is applied to it. So this is the JavaScript code for the mobile menu for the hamburger. And one more thing, this is the wow.js code for the animation. This is just a few lines of code. I will leave this code also in the description of the video, so you can include it in the script file for the animations to work. Now some more styling for the mobile, for the navigation, and then the ULZnet margin top we have 10 pixel. We have by default for the desktop these were inline black. For the mobile, when someone clicks on it, we have changed it every item to the column. See, every one is in one column. X direction is column, align item center, we have justified content to the center. Li, we have given everyone the width of 100%, so everyone takes 100% width. Text align is center, so it's basically to the center. We have changed the font size to smaller 29 pixel, displayed image black. So this is the styling for the mobile menu for the logo, and we have displayed the hamburger menu icon is black. The cursor should be pointer, and we have given a margin top of 20 pixel. So this is all the code for the mobile menu icon. For the navigation, this is the mobile, and the screen is below 900 pixel. So this is all the code for the navbar for the desktop and the mobile view. I think as for now you guys have write down the HTML and CSS code for the navbar. So now we will start explaining the second section, which is the header section. So I will uncomment the HTML code for it. This is the HTML code for it. Now let's see how it looks. I am Shahan Khan, web developer. This is the HTML code applied for the second section with the class of main header id home one. Again we have used wow and zoom in class for the animation, and we have set the animation below to 600 millisecond, and the h1 text name, email us button, and these are the social media icons. See, these are the social media icons we have used. You can use font awesome icons in your project if you want. These are the three icons for the social media icons, and this is the second section, the image for the illustration image. So this is the HTML code for the second section. Now let's explain the CSS code for it. Section 2 main header content starts here. I will comment the CSS code for it. Now let's see. See, when I uncomment the CSS code, this is how it looks. Now we will explain step by step. That main header we have displayed is grid template columns repeat to 1FR. We have showed it as in two columns. This is one column and this is second column. Okay. Margin left 150 pixel. I have given it margin left of 150 pixel, so it displays here. A margin top of 150 pixel and a grid gap of 150 pixel. This is the grid gap 150 pixel, and this is the margin from top. Now in dot header main content h1 font size 63 pixel and color this hex code. This is for this. The font size is 63 pixel and the font color is the hex code. We have used a span in the main header. This is the Spain is used here. So for the Spain, we have set the color to this hex code. Let's check it. See, this is the color of the Spain class. That header content for the button, this is the code. Heading, background color, border, none, cursor, pointer, border radius, 100 pixel, transition effect. So this is the code for the button. That CTA, this class is also for the main button. From margin tab we have 20 pixel. This is the margin from the 20 pixel. When someone hovers over CTA button, opacity change to 0.6. See, when we hover over it, the opacity changes to 0.6. For the social media icons, we have displayed them as flex, and flex direction is column. We have displayed from margin tab 90 pixel. See, this is the margin from top 90 pixel. From margin left SVG we have set 8 pixel, and from right also 8 pixel. So this is the margin between them at 8 pixel. Transition effect in the fill color for the SVG icons. When someone hovers over it, the fill should change to this color. See, when you hover over it, it changes the color of the SVG icons. So this is all the code for the second section. For the desktop, this is all the code for this section for the desktop. Now we will explain the mobile code for the main header section. For the mobile, below 900 pixel, the main header, the grid template columns should be changed to 1FR. From margin left, which we have given it 150 pixel, change it to auto. From margin top 90 pixel, grid deep should be 60 pixel, and text align would be center. For the H1, font size should be changed to 43 pixel, and the logo, social media icons, from margin top 60 pixel. Now let's check it below 900 pixel. Now see, when we resize the browser, below 900 pixel, it will be changed to one column, mean 1FR. So this is how it will look on tablets, mobiles and small devices. It's completely responsive, and the animation also works for the mobile view. And for the animation, the delay which we have set here 600 millisecond. So see, this section comes first and then the second ones. It is the delay is applied 600 milliseconds, so it will come after the nav bar. Now I think so far you guys have write down the second section code. Now we will start explaining the third section code, which is the about section. I will not comment its code. This is the code for the about section. Let's check it. This is the third section header, image of the developer, and some text about. This is the about section with the class of about section ID, about, a second div with the, for the heading, which is the about. We have applied wow and zoom in class for the animation for the about. Then the image of the developer, we have also applied wow and zoom in class to it, and animation delay 300 millisecond, a height of 500 pixel, and then the text about the developer. Also the animation is applied to it, wow and zoom in classes applied here, and we have applied animation delay of 600 millisecond. Now let's explain the CSS code for it. The about section starts here. That about section, margin top 150 pixel. See, from margin top we have set it to 150 pixel. About heading, text align center, so it is to the center. That about H1, the color is this hex code, and the font size is 53 pixel for the heading. That about. Now the main sections, these two, the image of the developer and text about him. We have displayed it as grid grid template columns repeat to 1FR. This is one column and this is second column. We have justify content to the center, align item center, margin left 150 pixel, right 150 pixel, margin top 60 pixel. So this is from the margin left 150, this is from the right, and from the top we have set it to 60 pixel. For the image, border radius 10 pixel. See, border radius is 10 pixel. That about section H1, this is the H1 heading, font size 53, font weight, color. The paragraph text about the developer, font size 21 pixel, and the text code for the about section paragraph. So this is up to this point. This is the about section code for the desktop view. Now we will see the mobile view for a tablet view when the screen resize is below 900 pixel. So let's check it. See, in B, resize the browser below 900 pixel. This is how it looks on smaller devices. See, this how will it look on smaller devices. So let's explain it. We have changed the grid template columns to 1FR, so it will show one column, grid gap 20 pixel. So this is the gap 20 pixel. Text align center from margin left, which we have applied 150 pixel. It should change it to auto. Margin right also should be changed to auto, and from margin top it's still 60 pixel. From here it is 60 pixel. The H1 should change to 43 pixel, should change it to 43 pixel, and the paragraph size should change it to 16 pixel. So this is how it looks on the mobile. And the animation which we have applied for the about section. See, when we scroll down, first come this heading, then the picture, and then the text about the developer. See, for the heading, animation class is added, and for the image we have applied a delay of 300 millisecond, and for the text about the developer we have animation delay 600 millisecond. So let's refresh it. First this will come out, then this, and then this. So a smooth transition animation for the about section. First this come out, then this, and then this section. So this is all about the about section. Now if you have write down the code for the about section, we will start explaining the next section, which is the skill section of the developer. We will uncomment the skill section, let's save it and see how it looks. So this is the skill section of the developer. This is the heading for the skill section. These are the skills of the developer, and this is an illustration. A main skill section class is used with ID of skills. This is the heading. Stick it. This is the skills heading, and these are the images which we have used. This is the HTML, CSS3, JavaScript, and React. I have created these images in Figma for, and then the illustration image with the class of skills image. See, this is the illustration. For the skills heading, wow and zoom in class is applied. Then for all the 4 images, wow and zoom in class is applied, and animation delay to 300 milliseconds. So first the heading will appear in these images, and then wow and zoom class is used for the illustration image, and animation delay of 600 milliseconds. Now let's check the CSS code for the skill section. I will uncomment the code. Let's save it and see how it looks. See, when I uncomment the CSS for the skill section, this is how it looks. Now let's explain the code for it. The skill section, margin top 150 pixel. We have given it margin top of 160 pixel. This is the space 150 pixel. For the heading, text align center, and the color is this. This is the color, and it is center. Now for the skill section, like these two, We have displayed them as grid. We have divided it into two columns, a grid gap of 150 pixel from margin left 100 pixel and from margin top 60 pixel. This is one column, this is the second, this is the grid gap between them, and from margin left this is the margin area, and this is from the margin top. That skills content image padding bottom 20 pixels. That skill content, see, we have applied padding bottom of 20 pixel to each image. That skills image margin top 40 pixel, and for this we have centered the illustration image, so applied a margin top of 40 pixel to center it. So this is how it looks for the desktop view. Now refresh it and see the animation for it. See, this section comes first, the heading, then these four images, and then the illustration. This is how it looks. Now let's check it on the mobile, how it looks on smaller screens. See, this is how it looks on the mobile. For the mobile, this is just the code for the scale section. We have changed grid template columns to 1FR, grid gap to 40 pixel. From margin left, we have removed the margin 100 pixel and applied auto to it and text align to center. So below 900 pixel, they would change to 1FR. See, it's completely responsive. So this is how it looks on the mobile. If you guys have write down the code for the scale section, now we will explain the work section. So let's uncomment it and see how it looks. This is the heading for the work section, and these are all the images. We have used 6 images. This is the heading, and then the 6 images to showcase the work of the developer. Now let's uncomment the CSS for it. We have uncomment the CSS code for it. Now check it. This is how it looks. This is the heading, and these are the 6 images with a nice hover effect. Let's explain it. For that work section, margin top 150 pixel, overflow heading width 100%, height 100%. We have given it a margin top of 150 pixel. For that work, this is the class used for the 6 images. So we have displayed them as grid template columns will be 350 pixel. Show 3 images in one column and 3 in another column, and we have given it a width of 350 pixel. Grid gap 40 pixel, we have centered it horizontally and vertically, and margin top of 60 pixel. This is the grid gap, and they are completely centered, and this is the margin from the top. This is the heading. We have text align it as center, and we have given it the color of this hex code. And for all the images with this 350 pixel, border radius 10 pixel. This is the cursor is pointer transition. We have applied opacity 0.3 second. When someone hovers over it, change the opacity to 0.6. See, when we hover over the image, the opacity changes to 0.6. Also, let's check the animation for it. For the animation, we have applied wow and zoom in class for the work heading, and then wow and zoom in class for all the images. Let's refresh it. See the work section and the text. Now let's check it on the mobile view, how it looks. This is how it looks on the mobile. For the mobile view, the CSS code is just a one line. That work, grid template columns change to repeat one, change it to one column and give it a width of 350 pixel. See, they are changed to one column and the width is 350 pixel for each image. Now let's check the whole website again from the top. This is the main bar, this is the second section. When we scroll down, see the sticky effect is applied. This is the skill section. This is the about section. Now if you have write down the code for the work section, we will jump to the contact section. We will uncomment the HTML code for the contact section. See, we have uncommented the code. Now check it. This is the contact section heading, an input with full name, email, a message and a submit button. This is the contact section heading. Wow and zooming class is applied for the animation. For the form, wow and zooming class is also applied in animation delay of 300 milliseconds and an ID of contact. For the form, this is one input. For the text field, this is another input. For the email, and this is a message box, and this is the submit button for the form. See, this is the text field, full name, this is the email, this is the message field, and this is the send button. Now we will uncomment the CSS code for the contact section. It starts from here. So uncomment and let's save it and see how it looks. See, when we uncomment the CSS code, this is how it looks. This is the heading, this is the text with the full name, this is the email section, this is the message, and this is the send button. Now explain the coding step by step. Contact heading should be center. This is the color from margin top 150 to margin bottom 50 pixel. That container, we have applied that container class for the form. So background color for the form should be this Xcode. This is the background color. Width for 400 pixel, margin 80 pixel from top to bottom in auto. From top and bottom we have applied 80 pixel, and from left and right we have set it to auto. Border radius of 20 pixel. 20 pixel border radius applied to all four sides. For the form, we displayed them as grid template columns 1FR, grid template rows auto, grid gap 10 pixel, and padding 70 pixel, from top 30 pixel, 70 pixel and 30 pixel. So see, this is one column, this is second column, this is third column, and this is fourth column. We have applied grid template columns 1FR to each field. That form field displayed in as flex and flex direction column. Now for input type equals text and type equals email. For this text and email input, height should be 40 pixel, font size from padding left 5 pixel, border radius 5 pixel. So this is the styling for the text input and the email input. For that label, font size 32 pixel, margin bottom 5 pixel, and color is white. This is the label for each section. See, these are the labels. For the text area, font size 16 pixel, resize none, padding, border radius, everything. This is the styling for the text area. For the submit button, displayed as flex, align items center, input type equals submit. For the submit button, this is the styling, padding 10 pixel, 50 pixel font size, background color, cursor pointer, and when someone hovers over it, change the opacity to 0.6. See, when someone hovers over it, change opacity to 0.6. And the animation is also applied. See, the contact heading comes first, and then the animation delay is applied to the form, so it comes after the contact form. Now let's check it on the mobile. It's completely responsive. This is how it looks on the mobile. This is the code for the mobile. For the container, width change to 350 pixel, and margin from top 50 pixel, from right auto, from bottom 90 pixel, and from left auto. So it's completely responsive for mobile, and animation is also working for the mobile. Contact section comes first, and then the form. It's completely responsive. Now if you have write down the code for the contact section, I am going to explain the last section, which is the footer section. This is the footer section, so let's come and comment HTML for it. This is the code for the footer section, then a div with a class of logo, so socials, thank you, text, and 3 SVG icons. By default, the fill color is HFF, so let's see them. You won't see them there because the default color is white, so it doesn't look. See, now let's see the CSS code for it. We will uncomment the CSS code. Let's check it. Now when we uncomment the CSS code, this is how it looks. Let's explain it. For the footer, background color is this hex code. Display name is flex, heading, line items center, justify content, space evenly, and color for the text is white. The logo socials, display name is flex, flex direction column, align items center, and justify content, space around. For social media icons, margin top 30 pixel. For every SVG, margin left 5 pixel, margin right 5 pixel, cursor pointer. This is the margin 5 pixel between each one, transition 0.36, and when someone hovers over it, change the fill color to this hex code. See, when you hover over the fill color change. So this is all the code for the website. Now let's check each section one by one. When we refresh it, the animation starts. This is the nav bar with a nice hover effect. Email us button. See, when we scroll down to the second section, this is another section. This is the work section. This is the contact section with input forms and submit button, and this is the footer. Now one thing is remaining. I need to explain it to you. For every section, I have added the ID for every section. For the contact, ID name contact. For the work, ID work. For the skill section, ID skills. For the about section, ID about. And for the home, ID equals home 1. I have added all these IDs to the attributes, so when we click on it, it will jump to each section. Let's check it. When we click on about, it jumps to the about section. When we click on the skills, it jumps to the skill section. When we click on the work, it jumps to the work section. When we click on the contact, it jumps to the contact section. So these IDs are used for this purpose. Hope you guys love this tutorial. I will love to hear your feedback in comments. If you find this video useful, give this video a thumbs up. See you in the next video.